Good morning, everyone. I'm going to give you a quick little rundown of some fertilizer and stuff that I use. It's been raining and cold and dark the last few days, so my plants could use a little pick-me-up. So I'm just going to run down of a couple of things. This right here is some plant food that I use. This is a slow release, like solar plant food that you just sprinkle in and it will release slowly. It's this Garden Food 5-10-5, and basically what that means is it's got nitrogen, 5% nitrogen, 10% phosphate, and 5% potash. And you just like sprinkle it lightly around your garden, and it will slowly release. Now, as like an organic, everything's pretty much organic that I use. I don't like to use any chemicals or anything. But I use like eggshells and coffee grounds, and I also do a banana water too. But I'm not gonna do a banana water today because it's been raining for 2-3 days straight now, and it got cold and windy, and the plants already got plenty of water, so they don't need any more. But there's a lot of benefits to coffee grinds and eggshells. You can put it directly on top of the soil, and so it's pretty much like kind of like a compost, but it's organic. The coffee grinds are really good for like the roses and the lilies and stuff like that. But just be careful you don't put too much coffee grinds on it, because these are spent coffee grinds, so a lot of like the acidity and stuff is already gone, but there still is some, so it's gonna raise the acidity in your garden. So just don't put too much on it. What's good about the coffee grinds is that it's gonna attract worms and stuff, and worms are very beneficial to your garden, and that's what you want. So the worms love coffee grinds. The coffee grinds add nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus, and that's really a lot of the things that your flowers and stuff will need. And it's gonna help promote plant growth, and it's going to deter like unwanted pests like mosquitoes and flies and beetles, because they don't like the smell and the flavor of coffee grinds. So that's going to be very beneficial for it. Now the eggshells are 96% calcium, which is a base. So the calcium, the base, and the acidity are going to kind of neutralize each other out. The eggshells contain a lot of potassium, magnesium, and other like beneficial things for your garden too. And when you crush them up, they're going to be like really sharp edges. And when you sprinkle them around your plants, it's going to keep like unwanted pests away from your garden because of the sharp edges, which is also a good thing. So normally what I do is, these eggshells are about a week old. A lot of people like will bake them in their oven or something to dry them out, because you really want to make sure everything's dried out before you add it into your garden. I made that mistake before where I tried to do some coffee grinds and they're still wet and they became moldy. So make sure you dry everything out. What I usually do is like I'll take my coffee grinds and like maybe some eggshells, and I'll put them in like a windowsill for like a week or so before they get like really dried out. And I just don't bake them in the oven because I don't really want my house to smell like eggs. Like, so I just kind of let them dry off in the corner in a windowsill for a week. If you got a greenhouse or something, you could just stick them like in your greenhouse for a few days and they'll be fine. But what I usually do is I'll take these eggshells, and I got this container here, and I'll put the eggshells in like this. And I don't want to spill too much of that. Take the eggshells in. And I got a big container. This was just a container from like the deli store, or from the deli. And I just kept it, and it ends up being like a perfect size for it. So I just fill up the eggshells, and I got this container, or this like little vase thing, and just so happens to fit like perfectly in it. And I just kind of crush them up. Like use it to crush up. Make sure like you don't put your eyes around it or anything, because like the little edges might like shoot up and hit you in the face or something. So I just crush them up like as much as I can. kind of stir it up a little bit, get all the eggshells around. So that's what it kind of looks like now. But I just kind of crush it up until it's almost like a fine dust, like most of the pieces. And that's what it looks like so far. Just keep, and you could see it in there like that. Just crush it. Yeah, it's full of calcium, and which is really good for the plants. I don't like using like regular fertilizer from the store because you never know what's inside of it. This you know it's natural and you can make it at home, and it's just stuff around the house. It's normal stuff that you would use in like a compost pile. I just don't have a compost pile. Like I might make one day, but yeah, I just keep crushing it. Kind of give it like a little like I try to make it as small as possible for like maybe the worms and stuff like that, to help break down the eggshells a lot faster, because the big pieces, like, they're gonna take a really long time, and those, like, if you leave big pieces like that, you might like attract like a raccoon or something, or a skunk, and they might come along and dig it up. So I try to make it as small as possible. Just grind it up. Once it's kind of like this, it's a little bit more. And once it's pretty much ground up into like small little pieces and stuff, once it's like that, I'll take my coffee grinds and add those in. And make sure these are dry, like I said. And just kind of add them in one by one. And I just take my coffee every morning and put it off to the side and do this. Kind of, that's what it looks like. Just try not to add too much coffee grinds, because that will definitely raise the pH, or raise the acidity in your garden. And some plants don't like it. Some plants love it, like roses like high acidity, and lilies do too, but not every plant does. So just make sure you check on like which plants like what. I know blueberries and strawberries like two different things, so just add that in. And once that's all set, I'll take this and stir it up. And gets to be like a nice mix. That's what it looks like so far. Yeah, and I'll do a banana water too, but like I said, they've been getting watered too much. That truck passed by. Then I'll come out here and I'll just do a little sprinkle on each one. Like around the base of it. Come over here to these guys. I like to spread it out around it, like not right at the base, because the roots are going to be spread out, and so you want it all like kind of where the roots are going to get it. You don't want it like directly on the base of the plant. Now you can tell the roses got too much water. I gotta make sure they dry out. It's been raining like for a few days now. Give it to this little tulip. This little tulip that just popped up. These little tulips right here too that popped up. A lily. Yeah, just like that. Go over here, the cardinal plant, which is still early in the season. This will shoot up later. This will become big. Come over here to this cardinal plant. That's what it looks like right now. Give it a little bit around the base. Do it to this tulips. Over here to these guys. These tulips right here, which are doing pretty good. Come over here. So all the daffodils, they don't look happy at all. So they really need the extra nutrients. Now I'll just come through and add a little bit more to these guys. Now some things work for me, they might not work for you. Every garden, every plant, and the type of weather you get is going to be different. So make sure they get some in the back there. And come through, I just got a little bit left. Make sure they all got a good amount. Yep. 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 Alright. So yeah, this seems to have a good amount. So yeah, that's just some good cheap at home fertilizer you could use. Thanks for watching.